Hello there. How are you? Feliz Navidad. This is the end of July, the last day of July. This day you will never see again like this. There will be no other. Next year will be different. But I decided to come on here because I have to do my Christmas in July stuffing. And then, kind of stop a little bit. And we'll still cash stuff the Christmas envelope each month. But the rest of it, I'll stop until we get more into the end of November or just after Thanksgiving or something like that. So I said, oh, I got to get on there and do that. And other things, I need to put things in here. And I was listening to Budgeting the Bacon. And she's the head bacon in charge of the Bacon Bit Squad, if you don't know her. And she was talking about that she's paying off her house. She was working on paying off her mortgage early. And whatever happened, the air conditioner went out. And she lives in Georgia, I think, if I remember right. And the southern states, I got relatives all over. They're in Mississippi, Georgia, Louisiana. I've been down there, okay? Alabama. And it's hot. Florida, we got people probably, there's at least one person in each state, except Iowa and Wyoming and that type of thing. But basically California, Arizona, New Mexico, we got people all over, Washington, D.C., to Maryland, to New York City. Our relatives are just all over, and then across in the countries, we got Guam, we've got Wales, we got England, we got Ireland, we got Africa, and Jamaica over here. We found out the other day we have several cousins in Jamaica. And so we were like, oh, okay, because of the ancestry doing their research for us. And so we called and talked to them. But I wasn't talking to Buddy Bacon. She messaged me back and forth, and I got to get back to her because I had messaged and I still haven't talked about what I was doing. But anyway, the air conditioning went out, and, they were, trying to figure out, how to pay for it. And it's very hot down there, extremely warm in these places. And her husband, unbeknownst to her, which spouses do, I'm not blaming it on men or women, they both do the same thing, decided that he was going to get his 401k, get the money out of his 401k. Not as a loan, just out of the 401k. And yeah, I could tell it upset her. It would upset me. Okay, that's your retirement fund. Plus, on top of it, you got to pay taxes. They hook that to your income at the end of the year, the whole income. So if you're making $20,000 and you took out $25,000 or whatever to the IRS, you just made $45,000, and you have to pay taxes, and sometimes it shoots you up into the next tax bracket. I've had that done too. And then you have to pay in that tax bracket a little bit higher thing, and then sometimes there's little penalties because you withdrew the money early. And so there's a whole lot going on there with when you do stuff like that. But I heard in her voice, it was like she's upset, and I would be too, rightfully so. Because, I think it should have been probably, she didn't know anything about it, and I think it should have been a decision between both of them. And that happens, that's happened with my husband. You do something, and then it's like, really? And it just falls apart. They think they're helping, but you're wound up in this big problem afterwards. But at least they'll have air conditioning. That's the good thing. But anyway, I heard it in her voice, she's going to keep going. And that's what you should do. You shouldn't be thinking you're okay. We just ruined the budget. She came on, talked about debt because they're going to be in different type of debt again and have to get rid of that debt. The IRS is calling, and got to figure out how much they're going to owe, either call the IRS or somebody else and figure out how to pay this off and get it paid, and what we need to do and how much it is. But this is only temporary. Like I tell all of you, this is pain. It's temporary. If you quit, it's going to be forever. If you quit and get all upset, like she's got this, but you could hear it in her voice, she's going on. She's moving on. But there's people you would have said that to, it would have been like a whole blown, I'm quitting. I'm getting off the channel. I'm not talking to you anymore, blah, 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 whatever. But you got to remember, pain is just temporary. Okay? If you quit something, you're gone forever. And if you don't have a strategy after you quit, you're really gone. Okay, especially if you need something. Like if you quit a job like I did, I had a strategy. I had already built up my strategy. But the pain I was feeling, yes, it was temporarily while I was at work, but you have to have a strategy if you're going to quit forever. Okay? It's like a road. Okay? Failure is a road. It's like a bend in the road, and you decide not to turn your car around that bend. You would rather stop your car and turn back around because you don't want to face that bend, that temporary obstacle in the road. There's a lot of people that drive cars. They see a certain thing in the road or a hill they can't see over or whatever. Instead of getting out, maybe pull your car over and peep over the hill to see. They have a fear. Maybe something's not there. The road may not be there. Okay, that may be true. But you don't know because you didn't stop and look and see what's really going on. Okay, so failure's like that. It's like a bend or a hill in the road. And you have to stop and assess the situation and say, I'm going to the end of the road once I find out what's on the other side before I move. And if I can get over, I can get to the end. And if I can't get over, I'm going to figure out another route to take to get to the end. Maybe you have to change course. You can't give up. You just change the course, but you got to keep moving somewhere. Failure is always going to be a part of success. That's how you get successful. You fail, you learn, you fail, you learn. Then you go to, okay, I learned, I know what to do now. That's when you get to your success. Okay, you just keep moving, you keep going. If you give up, you're not even going to try anymore. You're going to give up and you're going to be sitting there thinking, what would have happened if I kept going? You'll think about it the rest of your life. Like if you were going to quit YouTube, you would be going, what would have happened if I just stayed? What would have really happened if I had just hung out there? So we have to think about that. Okay? You can't just turn around and not try. You got to look around the corner and see, maybe I need to go right there. Let me check. So don't be failing. Don't quit YouTube because you don't have enough subscribers. We're all trying to help you, and there's some people they won't help. Those people you just say, poo-poo, bye. They won't tell you, they won't talk to you. Some people are so extremely jealous, they don't want you to even get 5 more subscribers than they got. There's some people probably jealous of me on here because I surpassed a couple of them that wouldn't help. They don't subscribe to my channel. When I started, there was nobody, I told you, who had helped me. And the others were like, I subscribed and they just, well, that's nice. They didn't answer me when I wrote something on there, or something, that was like, okay, now I've surpassed. And I'm not being mean about it, but, karma comes back at you. And they're still groveling at the bottom. And a lot of people, I see that happening too. You're groveling at the bottom, and everybody else has surpassed you because they figured out you're not going to help them. They're not going to be a failure. They peeped around that road and they went on. So we're going to peep and we're going to keep on going. And I will help you to try to get subscribers, and I hope my other people will try to help, You know, I know it's hard. It's hard to look at a bunch of videos. It's hard to, you know, look at things. And the more subscribers you get, you can't get to them. And I don't want you to feel bad about it. You know, if you want to get me, you write, and then I try to message back. You know, I'll message you back more if you're talking to me than I will if you're not talking to me. So, you know, don't feel bad. Get up on it. We're going to be all right. Nobody's going to be a failure. You take that bend in the road, and if you have to stop and look and assess things, do it. Because you won't be a failure to anyone, and not to yourself. You don't want to disappoint yourself. That would be the most worst feeling, to disappoint yourself. So we're going to start right here in our little Christmas thing. It's our last day. We'll see it because I'll have my Christmas back here. And I may change my mind. Who knows? Because I like this little binder. But anyway, here we go. We'll scratch this one here. If the camera shakes, what do? You shake your little foot. Okay, we got 20 this time. So we'll put 20 here. I'll put it in the scratch off this way. I'm like, what the envelope for this? Like, hey, you know, what am I doing? So we got $225 in there. We're gonna put 20 for this one. So we will have $245. And then we do the scratch off from Star Budgets. And we only got 2 of those left. Got 6. We'll just finish it up. And 8, so that's $14. Okay, so I got $15. So we'll put 15. I got a few little 5s here. That's it. Just fall on the ground. Just mad because it's your last day. I think yeah, that's right. Okay, so $15, which is $260. $260. Write that down right there. Okay. Okay, our next one is our Christmas one. So we'll leave that alone because I'll stuff it for August. Yeah, we stayed alone with that. That's got $910 in it so far. Wow. Okay, for decorations, put in 100. So that'll be 150. And food, we'll put in 100. And that will be, yeah, 150 there. Who's this? This is family vacation. We don't know if we're going to be gone, but usually we like to go to a hotel or something because we're always doing something for the homeless, and it's like, okay, now's our time. So we usually do like a hotel or a getaway, go away somewhere short and sweet. Okay, Christmas Eve. Get 100. That should be 100 and, what was that, 70s? Okay, yes, that's 70. That'll be 170 in here. Our next one is the homeless Christmas party, and they've got 70, so that'll be another 100. We got paid today, too. That's what, like, put that money away. Okay, the next one is gifts. And I got several different gift envelopes if you ever see them. Some are like wedding gifts and different gifts for babies or whatever. So that's 150. And this is travel. Put 100 in there. So that'll be 150 also. 5 oh. And then the Christmas party, which we have every year. I mean, we started that, and I'll put 100 in there. We started the Christmas party, I guess, about 10 years ago. My mom started it, and it was expensive. It was extremely expensive. It was like over thousands of dollars because she would just invite, you know, anybody. It was like if you're got the time, come get some food. She would just cook all day, and we would help her cook. It's put 100 there, so we have 140 for donations. And then savings, we're putting 100 for Christmas. And I mean, it was expensive. I think it was like thousands of dollars. Mostly food. It wasn't presents or anything. It was just food. It was just, we were talking about the other day about how much she was actually doing, and finally she just stopped that type of Christmas party where, you know, you invite. She wanted the people that I worked with stop by, you know, friends would stop by, and it would go on till about 10 o'clock, and then she had a cutoff time. They would leave. But they came, whether it was snowing so hard you couldn't see, a blizzard, they were there, okay? And it was just, they'd bring presents, some of them would, but it was just, house was packed. And they just, and then when she said, every time she would say, I'm going to quit doing this, okay? And they would go, no, no, no. So she'd do it another year. Finally, after a while, you know, after I moved to another house before, and I said, are you going to do the Christmas party? And she said, no, I'm going to end that. And I said, yeah, I think so. It's enough. That's enough, you know. But we realized, God, I said, how much money did you go through doing that? And we were always exhausted Christmas Day. It was like, oh, my God. Are we doing this again? You don't want to do this again, right? No. But anyway, I will let you go. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. But I will be on here if I can. YouTube is a little slow loading things up. But it'll probably get better, you know, through the week. Or either they let some workers go again. And this is what has happened. It's slowing down. So, you hear me, YouTube? But anyway, take care. I love you. If nobody else does, or you may not think anybody loves you, I'm here. So I'll take you in. Take care. Do something for yourself always. Think of yourself first. Get your family. And keep on rolling, okay? Bye-bye.